I would like to hear what your justification was for supporting the dossier that was known to be false being used as source material in the second ICA.
I don't know who put you up to this.
Nobody put me up to this, sir. I'm here on my own.
I don't know what role you played or who you are, but there's a bunch of that you just passed on.
The emails are clear, sir.
So do you remember when Hunter Biden's laptop became a news item in 2020 for the election? And they tried to tell you it was fake, that it was Russian disinformation, and they had a letter signed by 51 intelligence officers, CIA guys, that said it was Russian. It was a Russian BS project, right?
It had all the earmarks, Jimmy. It had
all the earmarks of a Russian information operation, not disinformation, but a Russian information. That's how they. So New York Post, remember this? The spies who lied. Spies. So the intelligence experts who falsely discredited Hunter Biden's laptop and still won't say they're sorry. So there they all are. There's John Brennan. There's James Clapper. Leon Panetta. So everybody. And then they found an email from the former CIA guy, or the guy who was CIA at the time, saying, hey, guess what? Let's do this so we can help Joe Biden win the election. So that's called election interference. John Solomon, he's the guy who got it, and here he's going to explain to you that email.
Short while ago, Just the News obtained this email. This is a very important email. It comes from the former CIA Director Mike Morrell. Yes, the guy that organized that letter from the 51 intelligence professionals who tried to fake you into thinking that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation when it wasn't. It is between him and John Brennan, one of the signatories. You know who John Brennan is? He was Obama's CIA director, right? He's the guy that told Obama, hey, Hillary Clinton is doing a dirty trick on Donald Trump called Russia collusion. Well, this is just before the presidential debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Hunter Biden's laptop is flinging out there. This is what Mike Morrell, former CIA director, tells his successor, John Brennan. Hey, sign this letter because I'm, quote, trying to give the campaign, particularly during the debate on Thursday, a talking point to push back on Trump on this issue. A man with a security clearance, a man with the title of CIA director, knew that he wasn't creating an intelligence product, a Merrick civic duty with 51 people. He was trying to create a political moment. Damning evidence. We'll try to find out if Congress has this letter, but this is a very important piece. It is the ultimate proof that what went out on that letter was a political dirty trick coordinated with the Biden campaign.
So the letter that Mike Morrell, who was the head of the CIA, and all those other people signed on to was bogus, and they knew it was bogus. That's what that email reveals. Excuse me. And here's what Kash Patel had to say about that.
Probably going to ask me, so what? What's the big deal? Well, remember, since its inception in 1947, the CIA has a legal mandate to never interfere domestically, especially with partisan politics. And this letter shows that Gina Haspel's CIA broke that mandate, that legal mandate, and did just that. And her employees went out and had signatories added to a letter that they knew contained false information that Mike Morrell wanted out for political reasons at the behest of Tony Blinken, at the time, then Biden's senior campaign aide, so that they could counter the narrative about Hunter Biden's laptop. Remember, that's what it all came down to. And the timeline is critical, Jan. The Blinken contact to Morrell is in October, and in a 4-day span, they have...
So this is Joe Biden's Secretary of State contacts Mike Morrell.
51 signatories. They have the letter approved from the CIA saying you can publish this information even though it's sensitive. The CIA participated in partisan politics, and then candidate Biden used it in a presidential debate and said, our intelligence community even says my son's laptop is Russian disinformation. That is the definition of election rigging. And there better be a whole host of subpoenas going out to Gina Haspel, her leadership team, and every one of those people that have now been identified on that email chain, adding signatures to that letter.
Well,
probably going to
Kash,
ask me,
well, Kash, where are those subpoenas? Is that happening? Well, it's
Hey.
not happening.
Reawaken America, Cash.
It's not happening. But guess who is confronting these people? This guy, Thomas A. Special, the second. There was a conference at the George Mason University, which I think is in D.C. last Thursday. So after the conference on Thursday, I confronted former CIA Director Brennan directly regarding his signing the 51 intelligence officers' memo, knowing that the Hunter Biden laptop was real and not Russian disinformation. Let's watch his response. So here he is. There's the former CIA head who signed on to that bogus letter, knowing it was false. And that's technically election rigging. And so let's watch what happens when this guy confronts him about it.
Why when you on the Hunter Biden? Because I think, and you misrepresented that. We never said it was disinformation. We said it was Russian influence operations, which is what they do. There's a big difference between influence operations. No, you don't know that. Yes, you don't know. Comey knew. The literature said it had all the hallmarks.
So whenever someone gets like that in your face with your finger, that is a guy who's overreacting.
You have a little bit.
That's a guy who got caught, and this guy's caught him. And
I don't know what he's so mad about. There was no penalty whatsoever for him other than he can't just make money off of his clearance anymore.
And that is the look of a guy who just owned him.
Yeah.
That's what that is. Like, got him. Got him. And this is the letter. This is part of the letter that the 51 guys signed. Such an operation would be consistent with Russian objectives, as outlined publicly and recently by the intelligence community, to create political chaos in the United States and to deepen political divisions here, but also to undermine the candidacy of Vice President Biden, thereby help the candidacy of President Trump. For the Russians at this point, with Trump down in the polls, there is incentive for Moscow to pull out all the stops to do anything possible to help Trump win and or weaken Biden should he win. A laptop op fits the bill. So they're saying it was a laptop op, that it was a Russian psyop. So that's what the letter said. So now he gets confronted. So this, I'm pretty sure, this is from that conference at George Mason University on Thursday where he's asked about it. So right before this happened. Watch this.
There was an email that went around from General Clapper to yourself and Hayden. I'm sorry, not Hayden.
That's right.
Yourself and Comey, etc. That basically said we all got to get on board with this, otherwise it isn't going to work, basically. And I think that email puts everybody in the crosshairs. I would like to hear what your justification was for supporting the dossier that was known to be false, being used as source material in the second ICA.
I don't know who put you up to this.
Nobody put me up to this, sir. I'm here on my own.
I don't know what role you played or who you are, but there's a bunch of bullshit that you just passed on.
The emails are clear, sir.
Bullshit.
The emails are clear.
Bullshit.
The emails are clear. The second question.
No, I think we're going to go. Look, we can talk about it. Talk about it in the reception.
Russian disinformation.
No, we didn't say that. Get your facts straight.
You said it was likely Russian disinformation.
No, we did not. We said
yes,
it.
you did.
No.
So do you see how he's splitting hairs? We didn't say it was Russian disinformation. We said it was a Russian psyop. We said it was Russian influence operation. We didn't say dis. So this, do you see how they're splitting? That's how they do it. So just like Fauci, they're very slippery liars. So when you say it's disinformation, they go, we didn't say that. Yeah, you did. You said it was a Russian influence operation.
You think it.
What?
I got real legalistic with my language to cover my ass.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And do you see how he fidgets? Do you see?
That memo,
read the
says
letter.
that
I'm
you
ignoring.
signed it.
Okay.
And I just like, I know I'm going to get uninvited.
Yeah.
To the after hours.
No,
you're done.
Come on. All right, we're going to go over here.
This is disinformation.
Let's go over here for a question. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Over here.
So that's a real question and answer segment. When he's asked a tough question, he just says you're bullshit and he doesn't answer the question. So he's there to answer easy questions, but not actually adversarial questions. And he's got a moderator there to run interference for him. That's how this game works. And so changing positions in his seat, lifting his body up and over to the right and left, erratically looking over his shoulder, showing agitation and insecurity, and subconsciously attempting to not be overheard, spells not telling, what's that? And subconsciously attempting to not be overheard, spells not telling the truth, and his voice rise and finger pointing. Funny how a liar gets cornered and how fidgety they get. He squirmed like an ADH kid in first grade during story time. He loves ignoring those who have read all the materials and documents, especially that which proves Obama told them to conspire, and the Comey handwritten notes. Maybe, perhaps, he's getting a bit anxious. That's what it looks like to me.
That's what it looks like to me, too.
Here's, this is Mike Hayden. So, watch how he signed on to that letter. Watch how he acts as they're asking the question to Brennan. Watch his body language. Watch this.
There was an email that went around from General Clapper to yourself and Hayden. I'm sorry, not Hayden.
That's right.
Yourself and Comey, etc. That basically said we all got to get on board with this, otherwise it isn't going to work. Basically, and I think that email puts everybody in the crosshairs.
Cross it the other way.
I would like to hear what your justification was for supporting the dossier that was known to be false, being used as source material in the second ICA.
I don't know who put you up to this.
Nobody put me up to this, sir. I'm here on my own.
I don't know what role you played or who you are, but it's a bunch of bullshit that you just passed on.
Absolutely. The emails are clear, sir.
Bullshit.
The emails are clear.
Bullshit.
So,
Not really an answer, was it?
that's not, yeah, I like this. I should be doing hard time. That's the FBI Director James Comey. Me too. Me too. This is the new Me Too movement. They should all be in jail. And I like this one. Until this happens, nothing will change. Russia hoax crooks, 51 Hunter laptop Intel crooks, COVID crooks, and this one says January 6th committee crooks. So I just wanted to show you that. It's nice to know that that you could still be, they can still be made to squirm, asking direct questions about them lying to the American public to rig an election. And they lied to the FISA court 17 times to get a tap on Donald Trump's phone. They lied about the intelligence community assessment. That's the ICA. And we now know, because Tulsi Gabbard has revealed, that Barack Obama told him to go back, get a different assessment. This one, I don't, and so they did. And they came back with the assessment that, oh yeah, Trump's working with Russia. So there you go. That's great. So good. Thank God for. Let's watch him overreact again.
Why on the Hunter Biden?
Why say that?
And you misrepresented that. We never said it was disinformation. We said it was Russian influence operations, which is what they do. There's a big difference between influence operations.
That's the same energy that people have. That you better stop asking questions about Seth Rich. You better stop asking questions about 9/11. You better stop asking questions about Ukraine. You better stop asking questions about COVID. And you better stop asking questions about Charlie Kirk. That's the same energy.
Here's my question. Okay, it's a Russian influence operation. So shouldn't you be more concerned about the crimes that are on Hunter's laptop since you're supposed to, protect American shit?
No, he was saying that it wasn't true. He was saying that was a Russian influence operation.
No, that's not what he said. That's not what he said. He said it was an influence operation. He said it wasn't true, Jimmy. No, it's not what he said, Jimmy.
And here he is saying it's a PSYOP, a laptop op. That's what they called it, a laptop op. Operation. A Russian laptop psych operation. Anyway, that's fun. Good. Oh, by the way, let's just give this guy Thomas A. Special II. Is that how you say your name?
Special.
Special. That was a very special confrontation. Good for you. Thanks for doing that. If you ever want to come on the show, Thomas, you're welcome. Okay. And if you like to see me make jokes about this, come see me the day after Thanksgiving in Burbank, California at Flappers Comedy Club, December 6th in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. January 11th, we're going to be in Waikiki at the Blue Note. It's a beautiful theater. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets. Come see us in Australia. Second show's added in Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane. We'll see you in Burbank, California the day after Thanksgiving. It's a Friday. And then Pottstown, Pennsylvania, December 6th. Plus, January 11th, we're going to be in Waikiki at the Blue Note. Tickets not available yet for them, but go to jimmydore.com for a link for all the other tickets.